Hello, hello, hello. So, today I want to talk about this nice looking black piece of metal and plastic that I have in front of me. This is the XTouch 10. For those who don't know, XTouch is a budget brand. I've seen them around now for maybe a couple of years, but this is the first time I've ever bought one. And this I got from souk.com with shipping. I think it was about just under $4.30, something like that, Saudi riyals. So that's about maybe about $110. So it's kind of like mid-range. It's probably lower mid-range. And is it worth it? Well, let's get into it and see. This has I think it said it's a 5.8 screen, 5.8 inch screen. It's 18.9. I'm just going to check that because, yeah, 5.8 inch screen. It's 18.9 aspect ratio, which gives it this kind of longer look, kind of thinner. They say that it's a HD plus screen, so it's 1440 by 720. The screen is actually really very decent. I was surprised. It's just, and it's not even on. This is pretty bright, and it's not even on. Let me see. It's not even half the. As you can see there, it's not even on half the brightness. So it is pretty bright. I just think it's decent. This is dual SIM or one SIM and SD card. It has 16 GB of internal memory. It's MTK 6735, I think, which is 1.3. It has 2 GB of RAM, and it's at 4 GB, 4G LTE. Cameras are 13 and 8. So, I mean, the specs are not that high, but it's not bad, really, for this price. Now, I mean, probably you can probably, I think Xiaomi are doing a couple of phones that are maybe within the same ranges of this, and they probably spec is a wee bit better, but I just quite like this phone. It's made of plastic and metal, but it feels pretty decent. This is shiny plastic, and it's a metal frame. What it reminds me of is years ago I had HP touchpad. Yeah, it was like a 9.7 tablet, and it reminds me of this. It feels the same. It actually feels pretty good in the hand. It's a bit slippery, but and the back, I don't know if you can see here, because it's this shiny plastic, it is a bit of a fingerprint magnet. No matter, you can just easily wipe that down. In the box here, it comes with one of these TPU plastic cases, so at least you can get some protection on it. It doesn't say what kind of glass it's here, so I would be looking at getting a screen protector on it as well. And there doesn't seem to be one. A lot of times these Chinese phones come with one on it, but there doesn't seem to be one on it. So really, I would probably look at getting something to protect my screen. So I did Antutu for you, and the score was 39,000. So it's not bad. Actually, the phone feels pretty decent, and I don't think if you started putting it under heavy load, it would function greatly. And it did come preloaded with a lot of. It's the first time I've used a camera. It did come preloaded with a lot of like games, which I just deleted. Oh, flash is on. let's see how that looks. So let's zoom in here. Yeah, it's not bad. Camera is not bad. Look, it's not going to be the equivalent of your iPhone or your Samsung, whatever, Huawei. But again, this is the price that you're paying, and for that kind of budget, it's probably better than average, I would say. The call quality, I put my SIM in it yesterday, and the call quality was like mediocre to good. It was, you know, I've said it many times about the, I'm not that bothered too much about the call quality as long as I can hear the person, because most of the time I'm using this phone is for not making calls. It's for the internet, of course, and doing some other good things. I put on these two apps, which were just going through here, get into the browser. I put on the two apps, RAM Truth and Memory Truth, because since I never had one of these before, this brand before, I thought let me check and see that this is genuine and the specs are genuine, and yep, sure enough, it came back as genuine. So the specs, certainly by RAM and internal memory, is good. Let me just I wanted to just play the sound here.
Welcome to Ryan's Toy Video.
It's Ryan's Toy
Today
Video.
we're going to do a science experiment with Mentos and sodas. You know what's going to happen
So
if you put in Mentos into the soda?
the sound is not bad. It looks, the video actually looks really good on it. I'm just impressed with the screen. I think it is decent. You will see, of course, I did mention it there because the flash went off when I took the photo. It does have a flash there. You know, again, second phone, travel phone, pretty decent for media consumption, watching some movies on the go, whatever it is. Listening to some music. I didn't transfer any music on it, but I paired it with my AKG and listened to a song on YouTube, and yeah, it was fine. You know, actually, to be honest with you, it sounded not much different from this here, which I'm using. This phone, which is the iPhone 10. So iPhone 10 4000, this one 400. There you go. So really, it would cover most people's daily needs, and anybody who was looking for that second phone, especially, again, as I'm always saying about these budget phones or cheap phones, pretty decent for travelling, and you don't feel too bad if it is lost or, God forbid, it is stolen. So it's definitely worthwhile considering. Now, I'm not sure if these are available in the UK or in the US. I'm not sure, but I suppose a look on eBay or Amazon would tell me that. I've seen XTouch. I'm probably, as I said, for a couple of years at least. I never fancied the phones. To me, just didn't look that good. But they've had some relatively low spec Android tablets, and I saw them in. It could have been Carrefour or Panda. I can't remember where. I saw them somewhere, and you know, the build quality of that certainly was pretty decent. Of course, it's got headphone jack, which is becoming rarer and rarer. It's micro USB, so no USB-C, but what can you do at this price? And you can see here it's got these like almost dual speaker grills, but I'm sure it's not stereo, it's probably only mono. The design language of this phone is pretty easy to see. It's kind of iPhone 7 type, iPhone 8 they've taken, which is no bad thing. I mean, I actually like the iPhone 8. I wasn't that keen on the design from iPhone 6, 7, but when they changed it a bit with iPhone 8, and of course got wireless charging, this doesn't, I quite like it. And as you can see from this screen here, the bezels are very thin, and again, I just think it's a decent looking phone. 8 megapixel, as I told you, 8 megapixel front facing camera. Again, I didn't try it, but I guarantee that it's okay. It's not anything to write home about, but as I said, you're paying, this is the kind of price that you're paying. It is worth it. Scrolling through some news feed here, yes, okay, it's a wee bit jittery, but it's not bad. Just looking at the pictures here, it is looks nice, easy on the eye. This comes with Android 7, which is Nougat. I did check and see if there was an update available on the update section there within the phone, but there was nothing there. Whether it would get another update, I don't know. I wouldn't be holding my breath, but again, it's having Android 7 is not bad, and if you put a SD card in there and don't use a dual SIM, you can use that function where the SD card becomes like the internal memory, so that if you were a real app hungry type person, you'll be able to install more and more apps, because basically the SD card is treated like internal memory, because 16 GB is not a lot. And let me tell you how much is free. Wrong one here, was it settings? Storage, let me see. Okay, it's saying 9 GB of 16 used. So I mean, it's more than half has been used. Oh my God, what the hell are they using? There's no way that the operating system is 9 GB. So what can you do? Again, I'm going to go back to the price of this beast. What are you going to say? I think it's just put an SD card in there. They're getting so cheap now. I would probably be tempted to put 64 GB and just use it like that for internal memory. Really, there's not much else to tell you about this. This one is actually not going to be in my possession much longer. It's going today. So I really wanted to just quickly show you it. I think that it is worth the money. My only slight concern, because I've never had this brand before, that it has some kind of undetectable malware or something in it, which will appear after a couple of days and you cannot get rid of it. I hope not. That will just be only time is going to tell, and that is the problem with some of these phones. But again, this is not a new brand, and it's not like the Mi 1 or the S Color type phones that are, you know, they're offering these massive specs, and then and they look pretty decent. The Mi 1 in particular, the phone looked good. The build quality is not bad at all, but the specs are just not what it is on the box, which is very annoying. And often they will come with some kind of malware, and if it's not popping up with games that wants you to install and stuff like that, is incredibly annoying. Plus it's really difficult to get used to, because you have to, for the most part, you have to flash a ROM. So let's see if there's anything that happens, or the person who's taken this tells me, I will update. So yeah, that is it. This is the XTouch 10. any questions or whatever, you know, just I noticed, I don't know what review, it was a review, a couple of people making some complaints. It's fine, you know, I don't mind, but I've not, I'm only doing this to, you know, to help people make an informed judgment. I'm using my phone without an external microphone, and I just trying to get you to make, you know, if you're looking to buy something, it's just another video to kind of help you make up your mind. So I'm never understanding why people want to make complaints. It seems that obviously they don't want, do they have anything better to do? Don't watch the video. If you think that the sound or my accent or whatever, watch another video. It just bemuses me what people can be bothered to, what they can be bothered to complain about. Now, if you want to complain about the phone, no problem. I understand that completely. Or you want to see how good the phone is, or the tablet, whatever. But yeah, I'm just not understanding it. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm in the wrong. So anyway, yep, that's it. XTouch X10. Bye.